The warm weather is upon the scene, and you know what that means. Patio season. And in today's episode of part 406 of our coverage of the Restaurant Canada show, we're going to be going into a segment called the Special Interview, starting off with how to capitalize on your patio opportunity courtesy of Labatt's Brewing Company, learning the difference between service and hospitality, and lastly, getting the lowdown on sustainable food packaging. This is going to be a jam-packed episode, so go ahead and grab your favorite snack. And don't worry, I'll wait for you. Okay, so you're still watching, but pause whenever you like, because the show must go on. What's shaking, folks? Je suis LHP, and you're watching Food Packaging TV, where we bring you the latest in innovation, industry news, and of course, food packaging. Now let's hit it! Rather than taking you through the actual interview, I've kind of pulled out the high-level points for you so you can make changes at your restaurant or even suggest to your customers. So, let's start with the drops of wisdom from Jason Greyerbiehl. Did I say that right? I don't know. From Labatt's. Jason focused on the idea of driving more sales by focusing on four main aspects for your business. 1. Maximizing your patio opportunity. 2. Focusing on your tech. 3. Pairing your food and beverages, and of course, leveraging sports. So starting off with what seems to be the go-to strategy for many restaurants, which is maximizing your patio. The question becomes, what can you do to extend your patio season, particularly across three of nature's seasons, of course being spring, summer, and fall? And also, how do you bridge the patio environment from daytime to evening settings? Jason pointed out that it's all about patio presence, which makes a lot of sense. It's just what you would do at your home, your deck, or patio. What you would do is you add features such as patio umbrellas, outdoor heaters, string lighting. This adds a nice warm and comfy feel, and to elevate your safety standards, add some dividers that are branded such as Corona to make your patio Instagrammable and to create those special moments. Moving into tech, Jason noted a great way to drive traffic is through social media. And you have to. You got to build a playbook or a strategy. It may be a daunting task to create this tech or to get into it, but the reality is, you know that device that people carry around with them all the time? Well, that's how they find you. Know what I mean? Another way to drive up profitability is through smart food pairings and increase your tabs. Savvy? And of course, all these points tie in with sports from NFL, NHL, Euro Cup, etc. People are passionate about professional sports, so make sure you combine the previous 3 points, boom, and leverage sports and tech to let your audience know exactly what you have to offer and make your venue the destination spot to be, you know what I'm saying? Moving on to the next segment, on an interview with Carl Heinrich, co-owner of Richmond Station, and also the former Top Chef Canada winner. He had some great pearls of wisdom to share that I want to share with you, of course, that's going to definitely help you find success. So, first things first, what is the difference between service and hospitality? Well, I'm glad you asked. And here's what Carl has to say. Service is when somebody makes a reservation, they show up, they're greeted at the door, they're recommended a great glass of wine or a menu item. The food is at the right temperature and is exactly what they've ordered. The check shows up on time, they pay, and your guests make it in time for their show or whatever they have going on. And that's service, that which is to be expected. Hospitality, on the other hand, are things that you don't expect. From the initial, "Hi, how are you? Nice to see you today." No, but really, how are you? How often do you go to a restaurant these days? Okay, wait, these days I know, but you don't go. But you know what I mean. And that question is just not part of the experience anymore. You know, "Hey, how are you? Nice to see you. Where are you going after this?" I don't know if you can even ask that, can you? "Can I make you a recommendation?" And not just, "How was your pasta?" So what's the next step here? Carl said it's important for your staff to have a good time and enjoy being at their place of work, to create that environment of teamwork and to work towards that common goal and to create that love of going to work every single day. And of course, the staff have to have the right tools so they can also take care of their guests. Ultimately, you want to create an atmosphere where everyone is friendly and kind. Your staff need to know the menu inside and out so they can make a great recommendation. And all this really starts from finding and hiring excellent people that really care. Because as mentioned earlier, there's a difference between service and hospitality. And watch the magic of your venue's experience pass on from your staff to your guests. Moving on to food packaging solutions, starting off with Fabrical, a family-owned business since 1950. So that's 71 years Yowza! Fabri-Kal specializes in custom packaging and sustainable solutions. They're located in Kalamazoo, Michigan, with a combined 6 manufacturing and warehousing facilities across the United States of America and employ more than 1,000 people, which is a rare find for a privately owned company. Fabri-Kal's mission is to be the leader in earth-friendly packaging, which is music to my ears. And they not only offer their Greenware line, which is their BPI-certified compostable product line made from PLA, which is a plant-based raw material, but they also offer solutions for customers that may not have access to composting facilities in their area, and therefore, they have moved to offer what's called their Recycleware line, and that is made out of PCR material, which stands for Post-Consumer Recycled Content Materials. For the summer weather that's right around the corner, they do offer PET and PLA cold drink cups with their ever so sought-after sip lids. Lid look fine? Fabri-Kal's marketing team focused on education of their products and materials so the operators know how to handle the products. So make sure you get in touch with the folks from Fabri-Kal. I left their details in the description below. Next, we connected with Mark Marinozzi, VP of Marketing at WorldCentric. WorldCentric is a unique company. Firstly, they sell only compostable products, and secondly, they give away 25% of their profits to grassroots movements to help a lot of different people worldwide. I asked Mark a question that I hear a lot, which is how do you overcome the objection that municipalities don't accept commercially compostable material? Mark smiled, and he said, first of all, they're missing on a huge opportunity to make money. When you take compostable material and you actually compost it, it's actually more valuable than just sticking it into the ground. In those areas that are not composting, they're missing this opportunity, and sadly, it's just a very narrow-minded thinking not to separate your compost. Secondly, if you're not in a position to build that sort of infrastructure, you still need to look at the overall life of a product. Mark mentioned that you can make 2 compostable plates for every 1 foam plate, and you can make 3 fiber utensils for every 1 plastic utensils in terms of energy. So right there, you're still helping to save the world. Third, petroleum in trees. He says, and I concur, the last I checked, it was better to keep a tree in the ground as they're the lungs for the planet, and it's better to keep a petroleum product for higher level things rather than a utensil that's used for maybe 5 or 10 minutes and just tossed into the ground. We need to start using our resources for higher level uses and instead take advantage of those things that are considered waste. And rather than having this waste incinerated and putting the fumes up into the atmosphere, why not take these remains and turn them into molded fiber plates and then finally turn it into compost? It's really taking things and changing the way we think about them. This isn't rocket science. You don't need to take a precious resource like petroleum and make a foam plate. There's so many higher value uses. And that's exactly what WorldCentric and many other companies, that's what they do. They take an already waste product and they make it useful. The folks at WorldCentric are always innovating, and this year they've launched 2 new lines. First is their Leaf line, which is their PLA-lined fiber products, which are an interim answer to the PFAS-free solution. So for those of you who are not familiar, PFAS are the toxic chemicals that are found in fiber products that are used for grease and water barriers, and they're linked to causing cancer, and they have a detrimental effect to the environment. So WorldCentric has plans to move all of their product line to a PFAS-free format in the future. And the second item is they introduced their fiber cutlery to replace bioplastics. Now, both of these innovations have a lower carbon footprint and have a higher likelihood of being composted, as even composters much rather accept fiber products over the bio-based plastics, as composters can yield a higher value compost and make more money. Have a look at WorldCentric's product lineup in the link below and ask your supplier for more details. Or if they don't help you, ask me. I'll help you. Always will help you. I'm always willing to help. Nature to help. Okay? And lastly, we had a chance to connect with Nicky Marineau, advisor for eco-friendly packaging at Solpac, a Canadian-based company outside of Montreal. Nicky introduced their new pulp paper line, which is made out of 95% pre-consumer fiber. So think about egg carton material, for example. When an egg carton is actually manufactured, any of the scraps that are left over are used in this type of pulp paper. So they use this pulp paper fiber, and then they line it with a PET barrier on the inside. Now here's where I was stunned. Nicky mentioned even with their PET liner, they're able to achieve compostability. Now I checked their website to see if they could find any certifications, but I couldn't find anything of that sort. However, she did mention that they're going to have a press release coming out this month of May where a large end user will be highlighting exactly this claim. I'll be watching, Nicky. Always watching. What movie is that from?
I'm watching you, Wazowski. Always watching.
The trays are manufactured in USA and they don't sell lids, but instead they offer sealing film. And they also supply the sealing machines. Da 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 da. Interesting to note that their PET sealing film can be heated up to 350 degrees, which again stunned me, because from what I understood, PET cannot withstand such temperatures. So I might have to Sherlock Holmes this one as well. Nicky noted that their trays can go from freezer to oven directly. Therefore, you can offer various types of meals from fresh to frozen. You know what I'm saying? Each tray has to have its own mold for sealing purposes, and you can seal up to 6 to 8 trays a minute. Therefore, approximately, you can get about 480 trays banged out with someone constantly at it. You know what I mean? For more details on this product line, connect with Nicky to get on a Zoom call or check out their demo on their product websites. I've left their company details in the description below. Man, was today ever a mouthful? And that's gonna do it for today's episode of Food Packaging TV. My name is Elash P. Thank you for joining me. Next week, we're gonna be covering the last 2 installments of parts 5 and 6 of the Restaurant Canada show, which is the RC Show takeaways and the total recap. Don't forget to hit that bell icon and be the first to check out the newest episodes. And please feel free to subscribe, like, share, comment. I would love to hear from you, honestly. Whatever you want to say. Good, bad, let's just talk, yeah? See you next week. Peace out.